What's up, folks? Today I'm going to take you on a little tour of my studio. So yeah, let's go check it out. So this is my studio. It's down in the basement, which is really nice because it allows me to kind of work in my own space. Right now my wife and I have a 8-month-old son, and so it's cool that I can work from home. I can go up and see him and her whenever I want to, but also have my own space down here to work, not be distracted, and just, tap in. So let's look at some of this gear. All right, so first up, we've got my desktop computer. It's an Apple Mac Mini. I got this custom built / refurbished. Basically, I was able to get the stats inflated as far as they possibly can go. Looking at the specs here, and I know I'm super behind on updating my OS, but I've got 64 gigs of RAM, which is really helpful. At the time I got this, I wasn't quite sold on the M1 yet, and thought I'd be happier with the Intel. 2 terabytes of storage on the hard drive. This thing cost me about $2,600, which is a lot less than it would have cost if I got it directly from Apple. I've got 2 external hard drives for file backups and also for plugin libraries. I've got some pretty massive libraries from Spitfire and Native Instruments and East West, so I've got most of those stored externally. The 2 of these combined cost me about $165. A computer monitor is this curved screen Samsung 27-inch. This was about $190. And then up here as a secondary monitor, I've got a mounted 50-inch, I think it's a 50-inch TV, and that cost me about $260. Webcam for all my virtual sessions and stuff. I've got this Logitech webcam that cost me about $65. And then rounding out the computer accessories, I've got an Apple wireless keyboard and mouse, and I got both of these used. Saved a little bit of money there. I think together they were about $100. Over here we got my M-Audio interface. I love this thing. It's really simple. It's plug and play, universally compatible. This thing cost me around $370. And then we've got these, the Beyerdynamic DT 990 Pros, open-backed headphones. These are super clutch for my mixing, and these only cost about $130. So definitely a great choice in headphones if you guys are looking. The only downside with these headphones is that being open back, they are not great for recording vocals because you get a lot of noise bleed from them. So I recommend having another pair of headphones for tracking. Side note, I actually made this headphone stand myself. Pretty happy with how that came out. Over here we've got my Electro-Voice RE20 dynamic microphone. So this is the mic that I use on all my virtual sessions, on not just to talk and be on Zoom and whatever, but also I use it for quick recording, quick demos, laying stuff down right at my desk. It's super convenient. I got this used and it was $340, I think. And then the boom stand for it was about $65. So looking at my desk, I actually made this myself, minus the legs. I had to buy the legs, and those cost me about $200. And then the rest of the desk, the lumber, the stains, the clear coat, I've got a power hub that I put in here. So all of that probably was like another $100. My studio monitors are the KRK Rokit 5s. I got those used. And so those plus the stands they're on ran me about $250. Down here we got my subwoofer, and that was about $200. We've got my Arturia MiniLab, which is super clutch for laying down ideas real quick. That was about $100. And then over here we've got my full 88 keys. This is an M-Audio keyboard. Doesn't have any built-in sounds. It's literally just a controller. And this is probably the oldest piece of gear I've got. I've had this for about 8 years, I think. Something like that. And if I remember right, it was about $200. We've got my extra little control surface, the Korg nanoKONTROL 2. And so I use this especially for like orchestration, controlling things like vibrato and expression, stuff like that. Over here we've got my Slate condenser microphone, which I use for more polished and proper vocals. I was able to get this mic on sale for around 500 bucks. And then the isolation shield ran me about 45, and the mic stand, I'm gonna say around 25 bucks. The pop filter, I don't even remember, like 15 bucks. My chair is a gaming chair that I got on Amazon for like 160 bucks. All right, moving over here, we got my beloved guitar station. So first up, we got my Taylor, and I love this thing. Beautiful guitar. This is definitely the most expensive instrument that I own. With the gig bag and accessories, it ran me about 2,000 bucks. This Washburn used to be my main electric guitar. I don't use it as much anymore. This one I actually got for free a number of years back. It was solid black, and I painted it yellow, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It's pretty sweet. My bass is an Ibanez 5-string that I really love. I got this used from Facebook Marketplace, I think, and this was a couple years ago. I think it was about 150 bucks. And of course, what hip-hop producer's studio would be complete without a 6-string banjo, right? AKA Banjotar. So this is a Dean, and I got that for about 350 bucks. And lastly, my primary electric guitar for recording. This is a Gretsch semi-hollow body. I love this thing. This thing was about 1,000 bucks. The rack itself to store my guitars was about 40. My ukulele isn't really anything special. It was one of the beginner kits on Amazon. Came with the tuner and strap and everything. It was only like 65 bucks, but it definitely works for what I use it for. I'm not really going to get into any of the like non-essential and aesthetic elements, so like the lights and some of the other furniture and stuff, but I do want to talk about the acoustic treatment. So I've got two types of acoustic treatment going on in here. I've got this little section of foam panels, which is like right around where I have my desk and I do my recording. I've got some there, a few up there. These cost about 75 bucks. And then for the larger acoustic panels, I've got 6 of them. I actually made those myself. I did have to get a pretty high quality fabric to make these, so between that and the other materials, probably came to around 200 or 250 bucks total cost to make all 6. So there you go. As you can see, it definitely, the costs add up when you're making a studio and getting together the gear that you need or that you want. Yeah, really not even talking about the cost of like the room itself, painting, carpet, and some of the extra things like lights. I haven't even talked at all about plugins, so maybe I can do a follow-up video if you guys want. Something to bear in mind, I definitely didn't buy all this stuff all at once. I'm 10 years into my career. A lot of this stuff is an upgraded version of what I started with, which was the absolute bare minimum. If you're starting out, don't freak out. You don't have to immediately drop 10 bands on your studio. As you start to make money, then you can give yourself the flexibility to invest back into yourself. But it really all comes down to your skills, and you can develop really good skills as a producer, as an engineer, as a songwriter, whether you've got a $10,000 studio or a $200 studio. But there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. Let me know also if there's any questions you guys have for me about my process, my experiences, things I've learned in my time in the music business. I really want to be a helpful resource to you guys. So yeah, let me know. All right, catch y'all later. Go inspire somebody. That's the cue.